I graduated with a degree in English law with French law, and I wanted to continue in academia as the job market wasn't particularly great. So I stayed and kept my options open in the academic sphere, and I wanted a good university, an excellent university in fact, and Edinburgh had a distance learning course which suited my own work and financial circumstances. And I also am admittedly a lawyer who can't choose any particular area, so this innovation technology and the law, LL.M, allowed me to choose the parts of law that I had an interest in, and it was very varied and an interesting degree to have picked. It was completely different to a taught course. I was used to the lecture theatres and having a lecturer in front of me. This required a lot more self-motivation and to be determined and pick out the salient points in all the reading and pick out the correct reading which is right for whichever discussion you had to take part in. So there was a lot of self-teaching involved and a lot of self-discipline involved. And ultimately it all fed into the same thing of learning and really keeping you focused on how to be a good academic. Everybody came from a different part of the world and they all had their own particular insights into whichever industry they were working in or their profession. So they were able to give us their own opinions, and of course I was able to give my opinions on what I'd learned and what I'd done in work. So it added to the discussion and made it quite varied and all the more interesting. Yes, it's definitely different doing something via distance learning. I think if you are geared towards the city and so on, and your own circumstances allow it, then by all means come to Edinburgh. It's a fantastic city from what I've seen, and a fantastic campus, and the staff are great. But you know, distance learning, it's an unusual and novel way of studying, but it's something I wouldn't say no to again. I'm thinking of pursuing a PhD at some point, so I would like to use what I have studied and gained research-wise and skills-wise and knowledge-wise in formulating a proposal for a PhD. Nothing at present in that regard, but I've not closed the door yet, so I'll be reviewing what I have done and putting that towards something, and also it should help in practice as well. I think it was being accepted onto the LLM. It is a world-class university, Edinburgh, and getting that excellent teaching and graduating from an excellent university, of being on that path, was a great moment. And I think at the opposite end of the spectrum, submitting the dissertation right at the end was I wouldn't really say it was a joy, to be honest, because I did feel quite sad. I thought this is the end now, no more studying.